wanted to go back to the value of pieces. Whenever, often when you play the game of chess, you're going to be in a situation, in most instances, it's going to be very rare for you to take a piece without also losing one of your pieces. Most of the time, when you make a move in chess, every time you capture one of your opponent's pieces, you're also going to lose one of your pieces. So one of the things to keep in mind is the value of pieces. And if possible, the thing that you're going for is to capture a more valuable piece. So the pawns, I switched them in this sense, but so a pawn should always, well, there's no one lower than a pawn, so a pawn's always going to capture up. So the bishop should always try to capture one of these three. The horse should try and capture one of these ones, and so on, so on, and so on. You always want to try to capture up. If you trade a rook for a rook, you and your opponent you're still equal. There's not too much that transacted. You still have an equal advantage. But as soon as, if a pawn were to capture the rook, all of a sudden, and then you also lose a pawn for whatever reason, he lost a rook and you lost a pawn. That's a significant advantage that you just took. Or even this, if your bishop captures a rook, you gained an advantage. If the horse captures a rook, you gained an advantage. If a rook captures a rook, slight advantage, but not quite so much. And if, same thing here, if the queen captures a rook, and there happens to be another piece there, not a good trade, because you just traded down. So, hopefully that made sense and didn't confuse you even more. But the general principle that we want to get across here is trade for a piece of more valuable than the one that you just moved. So always be careful what you trade for. Trade up, don't trade down. So, go break out that chessboard, play another game of chess, and this time, focus on the value of pieces. And if you're always focusing on trading up, where your opponent always loses a piece that is more valuable than the one that you just lost, little by little, your army will be more powerful than the one your opponent has. Even though there may be the same number of pieces on the board, your army will be able to do more because it has more powerful pieces.